Okay, for number 6, we're finding the reference angle. We're given a decimal radian measure instead of exact angle ratio. Radian measure. And so we need to take our angles that we're used to seeing, 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and we need to put those into decimals to make it easier to look at. So on my calculator, I did pi divided by 2, 1.5708. Pi is 3.1416, 3 pi over 22. That's not what I wanted. I wanted 3 pi over 2. All right, so pi over 2, pi, and 3 pi over 2. Those are all there. And let's see. I'll use the decimals like they did. So pi over 2 is 1.5708. 1.5708. Pi is 3.1416. And 3 pi over 2 is 4.7124. So now I have all my quadrantals, which is going to make it easier to draw my angle. My angle is 4.188. Not sure exactly where that's going to be, so somewhere in the middle there. 4.18838 radians. So there's my angle. So in order to get the reference angle drawn, in order to get the angle drawn, you need to use your quadrantal angles as decimals instead of as fractions like you're used to doing. Then my reference angle is going to be the point on that angle drawn to the horizontal axis. We call that theta prime. And we want to find the difference between these two numbers. We want to do 4.1888 minus 3.1416. And it really doesn't matter which one you subtract first, as long as you realize that because you're finding a reference angle, it does need to be a positive number. So I have 4.1888 minus pi. And I could type in pi, or I can use my decimals that I'm using here, 3.1416. And I get 1.0472. That's what I thought. 0.14 didn't make sense. It's 1.0472. Point 0.1 would be a very small radian. At least 1 is about a third of what you're looking for as far as 0 to pi is 3. So this 4.1888 radian in pink, that angle measure corresponds to a 1.047 radian measure in quadrant 1. One thing I know about quadrant 1 and quadrant 3, sorry, not quadrant 4, quadrant 1 and quadrant 3 is that tangents are both positive. So let's take tangent of both of these angles, the pink angle and this red reference angle, and see that they are the same thing or super close. So tangent 1.0472, and you need to make sure your calculator is in radians to do this. So on mine, I'm in radians, fourth row down. Tangent, let's see, what angle are we doing? 1.0472. Gives me that, and if I take the tangent of 4.1888, it should be very close. 1.7320, 1.7320, and then they'll both round to 1. They're off a little bit because we're not using exact values. So that's how you can check it as well. If you have your calculator, you can check it using one of your trig ratios.